Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Passive Income Show. This is your host, the Property Guru Carl D. The Passive Income Show is a weekly show that is sponsored both by the Bounce Back Network and Chinoy TV. And we feature mga exciting guests and we talk about finances, mindset, business, and definitely with the goal of making passive income. So hello, everybody. Let me see, where are you guys from? If you're watching this live, you are in for a treat, because if you're watching live, you get to ask questions to our guests, and our guest speaker right now is very much in demand. And for those in the trading and cryptocurrency, you look up to this guy. So let's go to the chat box, and I just want to say hi to everybody who's watching live. Hello, hello. I see Ralph, of course, Doc Noel Lapos, present. mga complete attendance sa mga to. Just say hi, everybody, in the chat box. Yes, where are you guys watching from? From Muntinlupa, we see, hello, Gerard Vincent. There you go. Yes, from the Maestro himself. Hello, everybody. Please feel free to comment where you are watching from. Hello, Adrian J. Tamangen. Without further ado, guys, there's so many people already in the room, all waiting for the Maestro. Maestro, Tony, you are backstage and you are hearing this. Let me introduce you let me first introduce you. Let me share my screen. There you go, share screen. All right, guys, so tonight, we have a very exciting guest. Hello from Caloocan. Hello to everybody. Please just say hi and we will acknowledge you. All the way from Middle East, KSA, all over the Philippines, all over the world. Meron tayong mga visitors. Lahat waiting to hear our guest speaker. So for those who are new and haven't met our speaker yet, let me give a quick introduction. Our speaker, our guest right now is the Maestro. The Maestro. What a very strong name of TAP. TAP is Trader Apprentice Pilipinas, one of the largest social media groups in the Philippines, devoted to trading and speculation with more than 150,000 members. Meron ba dito mga members ng TAP? Just say, hello from TAP. If you're a member of TAP, just type, I'm from TAP. Our guest speaker has 20 years of experience in investment banking and raising money for major corporates or taking them public IPO, with an MBA in finance from the Wharton School in the US and experience working with Citibank and Solomon, a premier Wall Street bond trading firm. Before retiring at age 49, our speaker was president and CEO of PNB Capital and Investment Corporation, where he co-arranged more than 25 billion in financing for Philippine Airlines, Ambucalao, Magat, and Sibulan hydro projects. So guys, dun pa lang sa intro, this guy knows what he is talking about. This guy is not somebody na nagbasa na ng libro at natuto. This guy lived through it. Global experience. He also set up the first Ernst & Young corporate finance practice, cited by Newsbreak magazine as the largest corporate finance transaction in 2003. His team sold $250 million worth of non-performing housing mortgage to Deutsche Bank. So our guest speaker is a financial packager, which is a very important skill to have, where how you package deals, how you package properties, how you package financing. I would love to hear more of this from our guest speaker. He also packaged 2 office buildings in Makati worth more than 1.5 billion pesos, which is very huge a few years ago. And of course, Tony is a family man, married with 3 boys, and is writing for Rappler and Inside Investor. Let's all welcome the Maestro in our comment box by saying, hello, Maestro. Let's all welcome Tony Herbosa. Hello. Tony.
Thank you, Carl, for having me. I think the last time we saw each other in person was in Dubai.
Yeah.
In UAE, we were giving a seminar.
Yes. I have a picture here. Sean, can you show this Pare, it's an honor to share the stage with you, Tony. 2018 Dubai. There you go. And Alan Miranda.
Yeah.
I message Alan. Sabi ko, Alan, hinahanap ka ni Maestro. Join ka tonight.
Oo.
These are some of the pictures of the top group. Tony, what is the top group all about? Baka you can give a little
You
intro.
know, I started TAP because I wanted, basically, especially the OFWs, because they are the heroes, to have a chance at wealth creation. And, most people think that that's stocks trading, but it's really a multidimensional approach. Because even, Carl, you make money in stocks. If you buy the wrong property, bali wala, di ba? And I've seen that happen in my lifetime. So, stocks, property, art, and now for some reason this thing came along, which is very exciting, crypto. So for me, these are the four vehicles where we can make parang create wealth.
Tony, I just want to confess, you know,
Oo.
we, guys, sa mga audience, when we were in Dubai, we were split into breakout rooms. And I was very blessed to be in the same room with Tony. So magkasunod kami as a speaker. And sabi ko, who's this guy? This is 3 years ago, talking about Bitcoin. Remember that, Tony?
Yeah, yeah.
And how much was Bitcoin during that time?
2000, baka less than 3,000, baka 3,000.
Dollars.
Yeah, $3,000, if not $2,000.
How much is
If
it
this is
today?
2017, baka nasa $500.
Grabe,
The time
no?
we were there.
So $500, $1,000. Now it went to all-time high of $60,000, di ba?
Yeah, 60,000, and then we had the mid-cycle correction. So for me, that's very bullish kasi every time Bitcoin has a correction, the reversal, the bounce is even worse.
Okay, Tony, okay, guys, so I'm gonna pass the stage to Tony, but before that, I want everybody to hear this. I had a chance to listen to Tony when Bitcoin 60,000 highest point was still at 2,000, 3,000 US dollar. Tony was talking about coins.ph, loyal coins, and I did not pay attention. So, if people would ask me, Carl, what is your one big regret in life? One of my big regret is not opening an account 2018 when Tony was teaching me how to do it. So I missed 2018. Guys, do not miss 2021. Tony, are you guys ready? Are you ready? So
Okay,
Sean, you
yeah.
can share the screen of Tony.
Yeah,
And you will have a
per your
presentation.
request, Carl, I prepared a PowerPoint para it's clearer, and this is something your audience can have. They can all have a copy. So let's talk about the 8 principles of trading and wealth creation based on my own experiences, and which is applicable to stocks, property, and crypto. No, and let me start by giving. Wait, how do I? Yeah, a short on some testimonials that shocked me, kasi in 2017, I was very active in 2 stocks that I felt were baggers. So, IDC, we were buying this in 2016, 2015, and now, which we were buying in 2015, they both took off in that bull run. So, in other words, the PSE bull run was 2010 to 2017. And after that, we've been on a bear market. That's why, for me, I had to find a way to shift my followers to crypto because the PSE is on a wave 4. In fact, the guy who we should all just follow is Jonathan Ravelas. Jonathan has a chart on the PSE that says ABC, and C could be a much deeper correction. Diba? So this is from one of my followers. It says, Sir Tony, thank you for your guidance. I've been investing in mutual funds since 2008. When I checked the value last July 2017, it was less. My total investment of 1.7 became 1.35. So many people now are feeling the same thing because we're in a bear market. I'm almost sure most of your mutual funds and new ITFs are not making money. In fact, that's why a lot of people went to TAP and said, I'm not making money on my UITF, right? Today, that money is 6.2 million in 6 months. I gained in IDC and now. So this was in 2017 when the PSE was flying. The other case is this Seaman. Everybody knows him as a also came into now for 2.2 million, and that became 9.5 million in 2017. If you think that stocks was shocking because it was a bull market, last year yung crypto was even worse. Like this guy who was sent me a message, his 14,000 became 104,000 in less than 6 months. And this was possible in crypto. And my analogy to that is crypto is 10 years old. So crypto is wave one of the PSE. When was the wave one of the Philippine Stock Exchange? 1986 to 1997, just before the Asian crisis. So 86, when Cory came in, to 1997, that's the time when there were a lot of buggers in the PSE. You know, Carl, ngayon, the PSE is old na eh. You know,
Yes.
from 1986, the PSE is wave 4 going to wave 5. No? So the PSE it's harder and harder to find the big movers. And a lot of people who went into stocks saw that. No? This was another PM from a follower. Basically, I'd like to just here is I followed your advices and now he has 20 million.
Wow.
This other guy, he bought Bitcoin. He amassed 4 Bitcoin last year at maybe 4,000. Now it's 12 million. So this is what's happening with my followers. So what I did is I made a survey, Carl. Sabi ko, teka, why are these guys thanking me? Kasi alam mo, in stocks, when I gave a reco, Carl, wala namang magte-thank you sa akin. Kasi ang stocks is over 7 years ang bull run eh. You know, sometimes people lose their focus. But the difference between the stocks and crypto is a 2-year bull run. So crypto, everything happens in 12 to 24 months. Actually, we're in the middle of that bull cycle again, di ba? As I was telling some friends of mine, no? This other guy, basically, his Bitcoin alone is worth 11 million. He also made another 2.4 million in another crypto, right? So these are the stories. And what I did is, this actually is a funny story. A tapper put 20,000 in Digibyte last March, and it became 830,000 pesos. 20,000 peso bet, ha? Okay, so I did a survey kasi sabi ko, teka, how is this happening and how many people are affected? In my poll, I found out that 156 tappers made 9 to 10x. That's 1,000%. And quite a number in Cardano made 23x, Carl. That's 23 times.
Wow.
In 7 months. No? That's 24 votes. Of course, some of the newbies just made 2x. Ito mga newbies, 100 made 2x, which is 100%. Sa PSE, malaki na yung 100%. Sa crypto, yan yung pinakakulelat. You know?
Yep.
And then I also asked, where did you make the most money? It's VeChain, Cardano, Pundix. Now, Carl, let me say this, no? It's not too late because Bitcoin took off in 2013.
Okay.
Ethereum, the next biggest crypto, took off in 2017. So, if you will buy Bitcoin, you are 2 cycles behind. That's why mahal na ang Bitcoin. And if you're buying Ethereum, you're 1 cycle behind. So what I focused my followers is to buy the cryptos that are promising, are big enough, and can take off 2021. So Cardano is one. No, it was 6 cents last year. Actually, I have a side story here. I know a guy 30 years old, Carl, Filipino. Of course, I don't consider him ordinary because he is very much active sa crypto. But I do remember 3 years ago, he had he drove a so-so white sedan.
Okay.
And Carl, he was able to get 1 million Cardano
Oh,
last year. Pero he even bought it kasi I sort of get his advice. He's also in top, but he's the one I consider him more knowledgeable than I am kasi he's millennial. He has 1 million Cardano. He bought at 2 cents, 3 cents. My cheapest Cardano buy was 6 cents, no? But so this guy has 1 million Cardano. And Cardano now is 150. If in this cycle, Cardano gets to $10 or $5, which I think it will, $5 easy, because we're halfway. He's worth $5 billion. And the most he put in that Cardano was 3 million pesos. So these are the numbers I'm talking about. Now here, I asked in terms of absolute amounts, how much did you make? 175 said they made 200,000 to 1 million pesos. 116 made around 50,000. 50,000. There were 6 who made 10 million plus in less than a year, and 17 who made between 3 to 10 million.
Wow.
Okay, so why is this happening now in crypto? And my explanation to this is, this is of course the principles of TAPO, how we are able to milk this. But kasi alam mo, Carl, ang crypto is Web 3.0.
Okay.
There are people who say, crypto, that's trash, that's garbage, that's worth nothing. Well, let me explain this. The internet is moving towards Web 3.0, away from Web 2.0. And Web 2.0 is where it was centralized apps. In other words, if you owned the Facebook app, you became a billionaire.
Yep.
In the old internet, if you owned the Amazon app or the Netflix app, you became worth in the trillions of dollars with the network effect, with more people getting into your network.
Mm-hmm.
But where the internet is headed, Carl, is what they call decentralized networks, or Web 3.0, where the apps are not centralized anymore. Maybe down the road, wala nang fact checkers because it's all decentralized. Now we have to ask the permission of Zuckerberg if we want to post anything, diba? So that's changing. So Web 3.0 is decentralized networks, and you have to think of it in terms of like this, like Facebook. Facebook makes a lot of money because on the Facebook network is built Xenia, Poker, Tinder, or what have you, and all these other apps pay Facebook a commission for being in the Facebook app. In the future, everybody built on Ethereum or built on the Cardano blockchain, that protocol, whether it's an NFT marketplace or what have you, the money doesn't go to the owner of Cardano because Cardano is decentralized. The owners of Cardano are the ones who own the tokens of Cardano.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Web 3.0, as Cathy Woods would say, the value will accrue to the owners of the crypto, not to the owners of the app, because these are decentralized networks. So that's the first distinction. So these people now jumping into Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano, they're positioning for Web 3.0. And the best way to explain Web 3.0, before in your computer, di ba, you had this operating system, di ba, you pay Bill Gates to use the operating system. In the future, the operating systems are in the internet. They're not in your hardware computer. They're not in your desktop. To access those operating systems, they're in the blockchain. That's the difference, di ba? And the people who own the token, they're used for gas, fuel, they're used for governance and voting rights. That's the new ownership. Okay, so what are the key principles of TAP? For me, and this has worked for stocks, for crypto, since I was practicing this, one is we have to embrace chaos. So the only way to embrace chaos is you have to fly the plane, right? If you give your money to UITF, they fly the plane for you. So you don't develop any instincts in terms of flying the plane. Yep. How do you develop the instincts to surviving the octagon, right? You don't get your karate lessons from a 7-dan black belt. There, you ask someone to train you who has fought and survived in the octagon, right? So you have to embrace and you have to spar a lot, and that's basically it. And you learn how to survive. And after a while, you develop the skills. I call it the trading skills and the mindset that will allow you now to tap these baggers. A lot of these people who made a lot of money in crypto, they attended my seminar. So first is we have to learn how to embrace chaos, and that's part of the instincts, developing the instincts. We have to focus the firepower. Alam mo,
Tony.
mm,
Tony, excuse me lang. Before you move to number 2, I just want to say hello to all the tappers. Sobrang dami ng mga tappers na nandito, Tony.
ganun ba? Oo.
And they're all saying hi to you in the YouTube and in Facebook. Hello. Guys,
Okay. Sorry.
for all the tappers out there, all the newbie listening to Tony, feel free to type in your questions. Nakikita namin. And we're gonna ask this to Tony as the presentation is happening. So wag nyo na antayin sa dulo. So as of now, you can ask questions.
Okay, copy. Yeah, you can ask interrupting anytime. Let's just make this very casual. So, aside from embracing chaos, is we have to focus the firepower, Carl. Because when I started TAP, I would get these PMs from OFWs, from newbie traders. Sir, okay ba tong port ko? And then they send me this port 12 stocks, 20 stocks. And then I look at the port, half a red, half a green. So sabi ko, di ba, half a red, half a green, the 1 plus negative 1 equals 0, di ba?
0.
So what happens is, since they're not focused, they're in 12 stocks, they're trying to replicate a fund manager who's running billions of pesos or managing that. They miss out on the big movers. So later I'll explain how to tap the big movers. So parang I have a methodology na how you are able to identify the movers and how you can ride them, diba? And you can focus your firepower on them. We focus on the big movers, which means we have to sit tight during a bull market. So bull markets reward you for sitting. Baklaran to monumento. Bull markets, especially rampaging bull markets in crypto, does not reward you for being a trader. You be a trader when you're dealing with the range trading market. You in out, in out, in out, like the PSE now, diba? You in out, and then you come back when it's cheaper. But when you're dealing with crypto, it's very dangerous to get off the bus. Because, you know, Carl, like, diba, 60,000, and then you sold pa at 20, 30,000, tapos biglang lumipad sa 40,000, it's very hard to get back in the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 is ito yung puruhan mo, Carl. You have to pyramid the volume. Diba? You cannot be in the octagon, pa-jab-jab ka lang. Manny Pacquiao is who he is because after maka-jab siya, medyo hilo yung kalaban niya, pupuruhan niya yon, diba? He has to go for the straight lefts, diba? So kailangan you have a winner, you have a bagger, it's moving in a certain way, kailangan doon ka mag-focus. The one who loves you back. Kailangan puruhan mo yung winners mo. And then you scale down, you get out of the laggards, the slowpokes, and the losers. We must know the global macro, which is, for me, the global macro is very supportive of Bitcoin because right now they're printing a lot of US dollars. So the stocks, emerging markets could also look good within a year. So I haven't given up on stocks. But basically, the idea is you sit from the beginning of a bull market until the very end. Baklaran to monumento, don't get off the bus. We must be water. In other words, it's not what our analysis paralysis decides. You know, Carl, one of the best performing stocks was Double Dragon. 2 to 80 pesos. And I knew a lot of analysts who were telling me, oh, kabibili yan, Tony, wala pang earnings yan, ganyan. They're still growing City Mall and all this. Wala. But, you know, it goes from 2 to 10 to 7. It goes to 11. It makes new highs. You have to focus on that. So it goes to 15. You have to flow with Double Dragon. So in other words, when it was going up, the name of the game was to flow with Double Dragon. The trend is your friend. Diba? Whereas a lot of people will analysis paralysis, Double Dragon, wala pang earnings, ganyan. Hindi yan ang point eh. It's like crypto, diba? If it's moving in a certain way, you have to trade it. You have to, you have to trade with the trend. This is the number 7 is how to find the baggers. Is you have to apply 1/5 bodega, so you put 20% each, and the one who moves in a certain way, and we have a methodology for that. You have to be able to scale up. So trading is not blackjack. A lot of people go into the markets trying to play blackjack with the market. You know, they're trying this, trying that, trying this. Hindi yun. Trading is poker. If your cards, you have 4 aces, you have to raise the pot. Diba? If you found Cardano at 6 cents, it goes to 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents. Now it's 150. It went up to $2 plus. You have to add to your winners. Kung poker, yan yung 4 aces mo. Diba? So trading is actually very simple. It's just that people don't know how to do it. So ability to embrace chaos, uncertainty, it's okay because the more uncertain it is, that means it's early and we have a chance to make money. Since 1990, I never bought any blue chips. You know, people laugh and say, "Why you never bought any blue chips?" No, because there's no money in blue chips. The money is buying before they become blue chips,
Mhm.
right?
Got it.
The money is buying Double Dragon. It was 2-3 pesos,
Yeah.
right? Not when it's 80 pesos.
Mm.
You know, I have the story of Kevin Ko, one of our mentors. He used to be a broker for Lucky Meridian, and he would get a phone call from a red phone, Carl. And this red
Mm.
phone, you know who would call? The number one Chinoy,
Taipans.
Tatang.
Mhm.
Tatang would call Kevin and say, Kevin, buy me San Miguel, buy me Meralco, but buy me Jollibee, 5
Okay.
pesos. And then sometimes a week or 2 weeks will pass, and then it's Tatang again. The red phone will ring. And Kevin will pick it up. Say, Tatang will say, oh, buy me PLDT, but buy me again Jollibee. And he kept buying Jollibee. 5 pesos, 7 pesos, 10 pesos. Why? Because, Carl, there was Jollibee in Mega Mall. So he
Okay.
knew the earnings of Mega Mall. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Of Jollibee. Yeah. So Tatang kept buying Jollibee. So who made the most money outside of the owners of Jollibee from 5 pesos to 300 pesos? The
Wow.
richest man in the Philippines, right? So what he did is he just bought and bought before it became a blue chip. Because if it's already a blue chip, buying a Jollibee at 300 pesos, the upside is not there. And then number one, you have to focus the firepower. So when you say focus the firepower, you cannot be in more than 5 stocks or 5 crypto.
Mhm.
And the name of the game is at the end of the day, you should be in one or two only.
Mm.
Who is your alpha? So if you follow my methodology, you will not keep, you will use your money in the slow pokes to double up on the ones that are scaling up or making new highs or in trading at all-time highs, di ba? Itong next putok ng market is very interesting because Cardano, Bitcoin, Ethereum, VeChain, they're all gonna fly. Um, it's just a question of how much you focus on them. Uh, the other thing, Carl, is because I've been in this business for a long time, I learned the key is to spot the big formations. Itong
Mhm.
mga hyperwaves na to. You know, MRC, we made money there. PXP 2017, we made money there. Now we made money there. Now was our bet in 2015, 1 peso to 20.
Wow.
Uh, Bitcoin, same formation. So why did I recommend Cardano last year at 6 cents? Because it was the same formation. Now, why do I see this formation? Because I've been in the market for 20 years. You look at Carl, baka you like this chart. This is your favorite chart siguro because it's property. You look at Dasmariñas Village, Forest Park, Urdaneta Village, 1960s,
Yeah.
75 pesos.
Wow.
And then what is it now? Di ba? 250,000. Now, I like to use this because Carl, Bitcoin is buying Forest Park in the 70s or
Wow.
60s.
Okay.
You know why Forest Park now is $1 billion for some of the houses? Because Ayala cannot build a Forest Park or a Dasmariñas Village or the Green Hills in San Juan anymore.
Mhm.
Or Corinthian, the developers of Corinthian cannot build. In other words, Ayala can build Forest Park in Pampanga and in Nuvali, but
Yeah.
they cannot build it in Makati anymore. So the
Mm.
supply is ubus na.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with Bitcoin because Bitcoin is 89% mined.
Mm.
The balance will be mined in 100 years. So Bitcoin is paubos na. That's
Mm.
why people saying, how come it keeps going higher? Well, it's a fixed supply.
Mm.
It's like force spark, di ba?
Mm.
But here's the thing, Carl. Because it is in the internet, anyone can access Bitcoin. Latin Americans, Afrikaners, Europeans, Italians can buy Bitcoin. Only Filipinos will buy in Force Park, right?
Mm.
Because Force Park is not in the internet.
Yep.
And also, it is not divisible. you cannot buy 3 square meters in Forest Park,
Yeah.
right? But you can buy 0.005 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So Bitcoin is, I'm very bullish on it because it has all the characteristics of a store of value that is limited in supply, and for now they call it digital gold.
Mm.
So we have to be multidimensional also. Stocks are not moving. Property is always moving, and property is always nice. So we have to make money in crypto so we can buy property. That's what
Okay,
I
I
tell
like
my
that.
OFWs. Tony, why crypto? Kasi you want to be able to buy property. You know, I have this sad story for everybody. Unless you're 50 years old, like plus, like me, or the young kids, Carl,
Mm.
naiwanan na sila.
The young kids na
Tw-
iwanan na.
yes,
Elaborate, please.
2010, Carl, Nuvali was 6,000 per square. Magkano Nuvali ngayon? In
30,000.
2010, I wanted to buy a lot in Alabang. 19,000 per square.
Wow.
And instead of, I made money, I bought Mega World. 8 million of Mega World. I could have bought 500 square meters in Alabang, and I felt I did very well because, Carl, my Mega World, I bought when it collapsed during the subprime from 460 to 47 cents. I have to buy Mega World at 47 cents.
Mm.
And it went to 50 cents, 60 cents. After 4 years, it went back to 384 pesos. And I made a lot of money in Mega World.
Mm.
But Carl, do you know that up to now, I did that because I wanted to buy in Ayala Labang?
Oh, okay.
Do you know that up to today, I don't have that lot in Ayala Labang? Ayala Labang is 160,000 per square.
Today, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, wala na. I got left behind. Yeah.
Okay.
I got lucky. I bought in Punta Fuego
Oh,
because
wow.
of this pandemic. The property went up, and later I can talk about how I spotted this property in Punta Fuego.
Yes,
I got
please.
at 8,000 pesos per square, cheaper than my mother, who bought in 1999. I bought in
Wow.
2015, but that was a unique find.
Mm.
But having said that, yeah, that's the problem of the young people now. OFWs, if you are just in stocks, maiwanan ka ng property. Di ba, Carl? You know that. Di ba? If
Mm.
you put money in stocks versus someone who put money in property, lamang yung property. Right? So if you're
Mm.
in stocks and you only have money for stocks, you don't have money for a big property, how can you catch up so you can buy your dream property? And the only good thing that happened is crypto came around.
Yeah.
Bitcoin came around. So we now have a chance to build that down payment for property.
Yeah.
I won't talk about this, but basically this is the thing lang that in tap, you the trader, you have to spar a lot, because when you spar a lot, and depending on your money, and the markets have to be bull markets, and tap is willing to give you the strategies. What happens here, Carl, is you develop this, the most important thing. You develop market instincts. Alam mo, sometimes the most important instinct is not to do anything.
Okay.
The easiest instinct is magpapanik ka and magbebenta ka ng Bitcoin kasi bumagsak. But what I always tell my followers, in crypto, ride in Baclaran, get down in Monumento. Monumento, Carl, is baka next year.
Next year, okay.
Baka Bitcoin is 100,000 plus. So I just tell my followers, buy at dollar cost average, don't be a genius, and don't sell. Hodl. Kasi crypto is still early. It's like I said, 1986 to 1990s of the PSE. I was in the PSE 1990s in the early stages, Carl. IP of ABS-CBN, my boss, Henny Lopez, was 15 pesos. In May. In June, it was 30. In December, it was 120 pesos. That's the stock market of the 1990s. It was like crypto. And that's why ngayon, wala na yan. We have to now try to go to crypto so that we can make those baggers. Okay, let me lang yung sa cycle sa top, no? Sa top. We promote this cycle. What is this cycle? The wealth cycle to us is early savings. You have to save a lot. I did that for the first 5 years I was working until I had money to invest in the stock market. You guys, the younger guys, the ones listening here, tappers and non-tappers, you're so lucky. On one end, the older guys like us, we're ahead of you because we bought Makati, Green Hills, Nuvali, and you have it. But you know what? We never had crypto.
Yeah.
I never had crypto. I had to deal with the stock market, which took forever. A bull market is 7 years. In crypto, it's 2 years.
Wow.
Um, so you save, and you have to make your first baggers. Once you make your first bagger, you have to buy property before it becomes bear market. You have to get out of the stocks or the crypto. And then once you have property, and this is what happened to me, Carl,
Mm.
banks will lend you money.
Mm.
So in the next bull run, you have cash. I'll teach you naman how to borrow so you can buy like Bitcoin, or you can buy appreciating assets. Diba? But of course,
Mm.
you don't over leverage. You just have to do it gradually. As long as you're making money and gaining, you can add like poker to your bets.
Mhm.
Tappers ask me, sir, should I borrow money and buy crypto? No. You borrow money only if you have a gain. Now, if you're making 1 million in gains, you can borrow 300,000. Diba? Pero if you haven't even made anything and you're going to borrow 2 million, that's crazy. What I always emphasize at Tap Car is think in baggers.
Mm.
400,000, you hit a 3-bagger, it becomes 1.2 million. 1.2 million, you play another bagger, 2.5, it becomes 3 million. And then 3 million, you do a 3-bagger, 3.5 bagger, it becomes 10. So 1, 2, 3 transactions, 400 becomes 10.5. And baggers are all around us. You know, except that some people are not focused, di ba? Like Double Dragon, 2 to 80 pesos, ilang bagger yun? Right? Sayang, di ba? A lot of people who miss that, di ba? 2 to 80 pesos.
Yeah.
Same with crypto, Cardano, no? Like from 6 cents. Cardano now is maybe 30 bagger na, you know.
Grabe.
Kaya ito, stocks pa lang to eh. Pero when you add crypto, it's even more interesting.
Mm.
Let me give you lang a quick of the PSE. You know, I always tell my followers, ride from Baclaran to Monumento, Baclaran to Monumento, Baclaran to Monumento. This was 1986 to 1997. This was the same length as as Bitcoin, 11, 12 years. And then we had the bear market, and then we have the wave 3. This is when I bought here. This was the subprime, where I bought Mega World at 50 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And then we hit at 9,000, sabi ni Jonathan Ravelas, where wave 4. Wave 4 is medyo deep, like wave 2. And then, but after this, we'll have a wave 5. So wave 5, maybe it's next year. And that one can take us to 12,000, 14,000 PSE. So I want to be around it. That happens. Diba? But the PSE is already old.
Yeah.
You know, it's not here. It's here. May isa pang huling hirit yan, but you know, it's like you're not gonna see a lot of 10 baggers anymore. Dito, I told you, here, ABS-CBN, 15 pesos IPO. When it got to December, 120.
Wow.
Diba? That's an IPO 15 to 120. Wala na yan dito. Wala na yan. You know, wala na dito sa stock market yan. But the crypto, pwede pa. All right? So it was not in the individual fluctuation, jumping in and out, buying Jollibee at 210 and selling it at 250, then buying back. You know, a lot of people, they trade and overtrade. I'm not into that. You know, the game is not in reading the tape or the charts, but in sizing up the entire market and its trend. So in other words, if it's a bull market and you have a bull market, then you have to sit from Baclaran to Monumento. You have to sit throughout the whole extension of that bull wave. These are just examples. When I started in TAP, I saw Double Dragon on opening day closed 3 pesos strong. So I told everyone it will gap up. It did gap up. It went to 10. This is an example of once I saw this needle, which reminded me of ABS-CBN in 1993. I told my tappers, sell muna tayo. So this is all my selling of Double Dragon. But this is almost 2 million shares. So from here to 10, 2 to 10, 8 pesos at 2 million shares. And this was less than a month. Easy money, di ba? LRW, same thing. When I saw this breakout, I just bought LRW 114, 114, 115, 116. You know what? I bought 6 million LRW
Mm.
in 2 days. This one went to 6 pesos.
Mm.
So 6 million, lagay mo ng I made 4 pesos. I made 24M in 2 days.
Wow.
Ganyan. But after that, wala na to. So wala na to sa stocks.
Mm.
Sa crypto, and it got harder and harder as we got into here. This way, that was here. Yung LRW, Mega World, Double Dragon was here.
Mm.
Wala na, mabigat na. So I was telling my followers, we have to get out. You have to go to Bitcoin. PSE, Carl, in 2017 was 300 billion. Crypto was 400 billion. Today, crypto is 2 trillion, close to 2 trillion. Bitcoin alone was 150 billion in 2017. Now Bitcoin is a trillion na. So the PSE is still 300 billion today. So Carl, from 2018, 19, 2020, the PSE got stuck at 300 billion.
Mm.
There's no new money going into the PSE kasi walang foreigner.
Mm.
So walang foreign money that went in here. That's why we have to wait for this to finish. And after that, I would start buying the PSE, hopefully next year after we make money on crypto. Okay, so now, why crypto? As Cathy Wood would say, in crypto, the value will accrue to the token holder because the apps are decentralized. And the way the apps are run, they're run by the crypto is used for gas, for fuel. You know, if you use the Cardano blockchain, Carl, you make a transaction, you have to pay 1 ADA.
Yeah.
So if you use Ethereum, you have to pay Ethereum. So as more people use the blockchain, the protocol, whether it's Cardano or Ethereum, walang presidente, walang CEO ang Ethereum and Cardano. May developers, but it's not owned by everyone. It's owned by the public. That's why the value will accrue to the token if your protocol is the one that everybody uses. Binance, BNB, Ethereum, Polkadot. I like Polkadot also. Carl, this is 2017. Remember when we were having the chat?
Yep.
Bitcoin went from 1,000 to 19,000 in 12 months.
Wow.
And when I saw that, I said, Weka, something's going on here. Ethereum was $7. It went to $700. And then to $1,400 in 14 months. So I also missed this 2017 bull cycle. Ang taya ko dito parang tingi-tingi, no? So parang I missed this. I didn't it was more like I was just trying to understand it. Today I have this record now, you should try to have Bitcoin, Ethereum, but you have to focus now on the new kids on the block, the ones that haven't taken off. Yeah. Because Bitcoin, Ethereum already took off. This is the chart of the PSE and Bitcoin is 10 years. Bitcoin is here. So, yung ABS-CBN analogy ko na it went from 15 pesos IPO and in less than 8 months, it went to 120. It's true. It happened here in 1994. But PSE now is old. It's heavy. And with lockdowns, a lot of uncertainty on these vaccines, parang we can't focus there yet. Diba? Parang we have to focus where we need to focus now. Carl, this is Tim Draper. One of the reasons why I got into Bitcoin was Tim Draper. He's a tech billionaire. He made big investments in Facebook, in PayPal. He's known in all over Silicon Valley. And in 2014, he said Bitcoin will go to 10,000. Now, so the first thing that struck me with this is he's already a tech billionaire. Why will he be an idiot and say Bitcoin will go to 10,000 when it's only at $100? 2014, Bitcoin was $100. And I said, teka, this guy, he must be an idiot to do this. Diba? What did he see? And it turns out, he has this código. I saw this in Reddit. This is the adoption curve of Bitcoin. Based on the same adoption curve of Facebook, Netflix, Google. Kasi these are all networks. Diba? Except that in Facebook, Carl, I can only send you a picture or an invoice. But in Bitcoin, I can only send you $1 or $1 billion. I cannot send you a picture. Diba? So these are all networks. The more people get into the network, the more valuable it gets. But this is it, 10,000, November 2017. And you know what? Bitcoin hit exactly 10,000 in November of 2017. So when I saw this, I said, teka muna, where is Bitcoin headed? Tim Draper again. He was just quoted. Doubles down. Bitcoin will go to 250,000 by 2022. Okay, you look at this chart. It's here. 2022, 100,000, 1 million, 250,000. You know, he just following this Metcalfe's curve, which is this is the Metcalfe law, no? Metcalfe's law, which was used to value Bitcoin and Facebook, says the same thing. The network's value is proportional to the square of its users. So, Carl, if we have a protocol, let's invent a new token, and it's only Tony, Herbosa, and Carl using it, the value of that network is N2. Kasi there's just Carl and Tony. Right? If another person joins,
N3.
It's N3. Facebook, the valuation of Facebook's network is 2 billion, N to 2 billion. Right? And Bitcoin now is from 30 million is now close to 100. So the value of Bitcoin is like more Africans, El Salvadorians now want Bitcoin. So the value of Bitcoin is N to 100 million. So when people say there's no value in Bitcoin, natatawa ako because, hey, this is it. This is Metcalfe's law on network theory. The same way Facebook is valued, Bitcoin is valued. This is not a rocket science. So Bitcoin, more people go into the Bitcoin network, and someday maybe as many as 2 billion, the higher the price of Bitcoin. That's basically the valuation. And okay, with regards to yung timing, I like this plan B. He's basically saying we have to do mga 8 dots. We're going to the second dot now, Carl. So we have 6 more dots to go, and then that's bear market na. This is based on RSI. So there are many metrics that I use, no? Stock to flow. Sa kanyang model is 288,000 ang peak ng Bitcoin in this cycle. Tim Draper is 250. Now, for sure, Bitcoin, which is worth $1 trillion now, will surpass or equal the 12 trillion gold. This is a matter of time. Now, how do I know that this will happen? One, gold has no network effect. Gold, you know, first, Carl, gold already failed in Argentina. In 2001, there was a financial crisis, a currency crisis, and gold failed in the sense that outside of Buenos Aires, in the rural areas, the rich hacenderos, they just valued all the gold at 14 karat.
Yeah.
Kasi wala mag-aasi eh. So if you brought their 24 karat gold, sasabihin nila 14 karat lang yan, I will not pay you for 24 karat. How do I know it's wala mag-aasi? Gold, you will need a private army. If you have a lot of gold, you have to keep it in a vault, and it's very hard to carry. So basically, the way I see it is the millennials, the young kids, the kids listening to us, they're not gonna buy gold. They're gonna buy Bitcoin. You know why? Kasi Bitcoin is gonna be here.
Yeah.
They're attached to this. Currencies now, wallets are all here. Carl, your Cardano can be here. It will even earn 5% a year just on your phone.
Yeah.
So I see the millennials, because I have kids. The millennials, they're weird, you know, for me, kasi tayo, we grew up with no TV or, you know, martial law and all this. I was telling my wife, my dad, you know, the millennials, they're different. They will value Bitcoin. You give them Roland, they're not gonna go to the Roland. May invade lang ng squatters yan.
Yeah.
Why, Carl? Kasi Walang wifi dun sa Roland. Mahina ang wifi. You know, my mom has a house in Batangas, in Asubu. My kids don't want to go there. Mahina yung wifi. They live in a different world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Panahon natin siguro, if somebody gave you an amorsolo, you'll hang it. Next generation, you give them an amorsolo, they're not going to hang the amorsolo, they'll sell it. Why? Because the amorsolo doesn't fit with their PlayStation and their monitors. You know, it will look really strange, di ba? You have a room with PS4 and all this, and then you have, so they're just in a different world. And Bitcoin is really a play on the millennials. In 10, 15 years, the millennials will run the world.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. And the baby boomers will be gone. Okay, I'll just talk about how to catch the baggers. No, it's not complicated. It's very simple. You have to be Bruce Lee. You have to be water. You have to feel it, meaning to say who is trending. Jesse Livermore, he said, money is made by sitting, not trading, and that's my same philosophy. Buy Bitcoin and don't trade it. It takes time to make money, so maybe by next year Bitcoin will be 100,000. It was not my thinking, my analysis paralysis. You know, Carl, I'm sorry to say this, but I have so many friends who have MBAs, and you know, I was in Ernst & Young.
Yeah.
They were CPAs and CFAs. And I will tell you this, they cannot make money from the stock market or from crypto because they're always analyzing. And sometimes that's the problem. You know, I have a friend who was applied mathematics and went to Northwestern. He would call me every now and then, Tony, give me a stock quote, you know, what's a stock tip, you know, what should I buy? You know, I go to Starbucks, I meet with him, and I tell him, oh, why not buy this? And then say, why that? You know, the PE multiple of this one is better, or this one. You know, he will go through all the analysis paralysis, and at the end of the day, he doesn't find the one that really is a gem because his cup is full.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to teach someone who already have a certain methodology, diba? And street fighting, the battlefield, the octagon, the markets are very different. They don't operate in the same rules as in schools or, you know, the academics, diba? Okay, so how would I do it? I would bet now, Carl, if you have 1 million pesos, I'll tell you, put 200,000 in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, BNB, VET.
Okay, let me write
or
that
whatever
down.
you like. You like engine, you like this, 200,000 each, bodega now. Kasi ngayon nagbuelo, bodega.
Yeah.
After 4 months, this Livermore, you should accumulate on the way up. Let him buy 1/5 of his full line. If that doesn't show him a profit, he must not increase his holdings because he obviously began wrong. So this is Livermore, 20% in Bitcoin, 20% Ethereum. What happens after 4 months? This underperformed, this one is moving.
Yeah.
Right? This is the alpha. Right? What you should do is you should move the money there to the one who's loving you back. It's not very different from a girl who chooses suitors. You know, this guy is courting her, this other guy is courting her, and all this. Sino yung the one who loves you back?
Yeah.
Sino yung after months or nag-away kayo is still there? And then maybe that could be yun yung sasagutin mo, di ba? So, yes. So making money in crypto is not different. The principles are the same, you know. The trend is your friend. You must add to winners. You must cut your losers. And you must roll your profits. So the ones that are moving in a certain way, as long as the bull market, I repeat, as long as the bull market is not over, do not sell. Stay in that bus. Because as long as the bull market is not over, that will still continue to go higher, especially if it's the alpha. Right? So you don't have to be a genius. Just hold on to it. Diba? I'll give you an example of this. Carl, this is DMCI.
Okay.
2000, after the Asian crisis, 8 cents. But in 2009, it was at 5 pesos. And then it went to 75 pesos. Diba? How many of us will ride in Baclaran, 5 pesos? Pumunta ng 15 pesos, we get out. and we say, "Oh, I made money." And this is the dumbest thing in top. You're not supposed to say this. A gain is a gain.
Yeah. Bawal.
That's bullshit.
Okay.
I don't agree with that. A gain is a gain is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You know what? A gain is a gain, 5 to 15. But losing out the 15 to 75 is the largest opportunity cost you ever paid. So you got a 5 to 15, pero nagbenta ka because a gain is a gain, hindi mo nasakyan yung 15 to 75. Anong tawag doon? Right? Di ba? So, I always tell my toppers, it's a bull market, stay in the bus all the way to Monumento. And a lot of toppers PM me, boss, bumabaksak ang Bitcoin, bumabaksak ang Cardano last week, magti 20,000. So what? I cannot tell you exactly where it will dip, but the bull market's not over. Huddle. Do not sell. Di ba? Yung again is again is one of the, a lot of people are poor because they use that again is again mentality. Let me just quote this because, I'll tell you guys, you don't have to be an MBA, PhD, or anything that you'll even backfire. Some of the most useful and profound trading maxims are asininely simple, which is why people who are overly analytical, sorry to say this, CFA, MBA, CPAs, have a hard time being successful in trading. Now, what is asinine? Stupid, foolish, brainless, mindless. That's why the trading is very simple. A lot of my tappers who made tons of money, they just empty the cup.
Yeah.
And I told them in tap, empty the cup and just follow what I say. If I tell you to buy Cardano, buy it. Why? Because once they've tasted Baclaran to Ortigas, they bought Cardano at 6 cents and it's now $1.50 and they never sold, Carl. They already graduated from top. For me, you don't have to listen to any of my seminars anymore. You're a graduate. You bought Digibyte at 20,000. You never sold it until 800,000. Or maybe you haven't even sold because it will go higher. You graduated from top. You made 20x in Cardano. You made 10x in, or maybe 30x in NPXS. You never sold. You already graduated from top. Because ang pinakamasakit na what people do is they get out of the bus because of the slightest volatility.
Yeah.
This is also the way I like to, my traders. Alam mo, ang market that is uptrending, ganito yan, may buwelo yan. The buwelo is the key so it can go higher. So this correction of Bitcoin from 60,000 was welcome. Why do I say that? Because Bitcoin came from 20,000. Actually, it came from 3,000, went to 10,000, broke 20,000, it went to 60,000. So correcting to 30,000, 35, hirap na, is welcome because that is a retracement, di ba? 50% retracement. So that is thank you. Because what happened there is everyone who bought in Baclaran at 3,000 or bought in Taft Avenue at 5,000 or bought in Ayala Avenue, they want to go shopping in Mega Mall, so they have to get off the bus in Ortigas. They got out at 30,000 or 40,000. Palabasin mo na sila sa bus. Because while the bus is in Ortigas, Bitcoin at 45,000, there are new people who are riding the bus. Yeah. So these people who rode the Bitcoin bus last week are just riding at 40,000, 45,000. Correct? Yes or no? Right? Very simple, di ba? So people get off the bus kasi kumita na sila. They rode in Taft Avenue, they rode in Baclaran. Let them get off the bus. They let them go shopping in Mega Mall. But the people who took their place in the bus, hindi yan magbibenta maski Santolan or Krame. Magbibenta yan sa Cubao na or sa Monumento, right? So you have stronger hands as the bull market progresses. What I do actually is I put 20% here. Here I'll add more. And if it's making new highs, at some point, ako I don't advise it, but I would even borrow money if talagang wala na akong pera. But, kasi this is a winner, no? You have all these higher lows, which tells you this is with the higher lows, this is on a bull trend, a bull cycle pa rin, di ba? In a bull market, the game is to buy and hold until you believe the bull market is near its end. It's not you sell because of your analysis paralysis. As long as it's a bull market, and in crypto, we're a bull market until next year. December to April, I'll watch it very closely because I think it could peak. But maaga pa ngayon. It's too early to get out now, based on all metrics. As long as the stock is acting right and the market is acting right, do not be in a hurry to take profits. After spending many years in Wall Street and after making and losing millions of dollars, I want to tell you this. It never was my thinking that made the big money for me. It was always my sitting. So, same thing with Double Dragon. If you had it at 2 pesos, I hope you didn't sell at 10, 15, 20. Because if it was still climbing, it was still trending up, there's no reason to sell that. Okay, that's it, Carl. If there are any questions, that's basically my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Grabe. Guys, there's so many people watching. What do you think? Guys, comment naman
Any
kayo.
questions naman? Yes, please.
Yeah, we'll let you rest a bit, Tony. I'll just read some of the comments. Sobrang daming comments. Grabe in YouTube, in Facebook. Sobrang dami. I don't even know where to start. But Tony, I just want to appreciate your generosity. Parang,
Thank you, thank you.
first, your presentation is designed so it's simple to understand. Hindi siya yung
Yeah.
nosebleed. I love it. Salamat.
Yeah.
You're really making everybody understand the simplicity of this whole thing.
Yeah, it's simple lang. Oo. Parang property, di ba, Carl? Property is, some properties you don't sell. Di ba? You hold on longer.
I understand you. Kasi when people come to me about property, para sa akin, it's a simple, but they make it complicated. Carl, kailan ba ako aalis? Kailan should I sell? Ganon. But I agree with you. You just hold it if it's a bagger for the long term.
Yes.
Tony, a few questions here.
Yes, okay.
Random na to, Tony, ha? Can you please share your thoughts on SIA coin?
Okay, SIA coin, from what I know, di ba the SEC already ruled on that? Yan yung SIA, di ba, the young kid? So I cannot endorse that kasi I think the SEC already was very clear. It's not licensed or registered. Alam mo ngayon, all the coins have to be registered. In other words, if you're going to raise money from the public or sell your coins, you have to be registered with the SEC. So they have new IRRs. The security. In other words, SEC also looks into crypto projects.
Tony, how about people who are exploring to go into the mining naman? Kasi they believe that this processing will be something in the future. What do you think?
Yeah, I have issues with mining, but it's more on the capital structure and how we are as bettors, di ba? Kasi I feel it's a rampaging bull market. Mining is, if you have money and you want to, kasi mining is you have to invest for this mining, no? Okay lang, but it's a misdirection in a way. Kasi how much will you get from mining? You'll get tingi-tingi, di ba? But remember, in top, it's focused firepower. If we're in a rampaging bull market and something can go from 1 to 20, and you're going to focus on getting something every month, like something small, parang it's a misdirection. Parang do it if you have the money, pero you still have to bet on the ones that will take off. Parang ganun yung ano ko.
When you say smart contracts ba, yun yung mga ang mining rigs ng mga tao yung magpo-process ng smart contracts?
Yeah, yung smart contract kasi, like Bitcoin, wala pa yung smart contract. Ang Bitcoin, you just hold the crypto. Ethereum started this smart contract. Cardano will have a smart contract. Basically, the nice thing about smart contract is the blockchain now will decide a lot of things. Parang may decision tree. We can have a smart contract between you and me in the blockchain. Now, if the price of this property goes at a certain level, you pay me. Parang may bet tayo. You pay me something. If it goes down, I pay you. May magano na. So the smart contract it's automatic and it's in the blockchain. Parang it's what we agree. So
Tony, you shared so many ideas, so many principles, so many ways to profit, nakakaengganyo. Siguro, how about for those non-tappers listening here? Is your like group still open for new members?
Yeah. Oo, alam mo, TAP is free. It's my
Mm,
advocacy. People have asked me, Tony, why don't you charge 1,000 peso or membership? Sabi ko, I can easily find businesses. Actually, I have my businesses already.
yeah.
I started TAP as an advocacy. It's my way of giving back.
Yeah.
Diba? If I make it a business, then business na siya, hindi na siya advocacy. And I'll tell you this, it's easier to find a business than an advocacy you're passionate about or you enjoy. Like I enjoy blogging about wealth creation, crypto, because I enjoy it. I'm also hunting and also looking. And also, what's happened to me is I've been blessed. Because I started crypto, Carl, remember the guy I told you who made a million, who put a million in Cardano at 2 cents?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have met him if he wasn't in TAP.
Yeah.
And he gave me the best tip. He said, buy Cardano, and I bought at 6 cents. So it comes back to me in many ways. And just so many examples where I get ideas from tappers actually than from myself. Just by being
Tony,
active in social media with them.
I'm sure all of the
Okay.
people listening here, they want, kasi the mindset that you mentioned, minsan kakaibang mindset din from the usual. How do
Yes.
they parang hear more of you, get to join your TAP group?
Yung sa TAP, you can join many, there's a crypto traders group, there's a stock market group. I'm not emphasizing stocks because I want people to focus. Alam mo, Bruce Lee said, the man with laser, di ba? Carl, di ba that's what Bruce Lee
Focus.
said? The man with laser, the average guy with laser focus. So parang we have to focus. Like Carl is focused now on what he's doing. I'm focused. So we all have to focus at the right time. And in TAP, you can join the FB because it's free. But once in a while, we have webinars. So the TAP overview, a portion of which I covered with Carl, that's a little longer because I want you to get into the overview. How to empty the cup, how to empty the mind. Parang Bruce Lee said, di ba? Be water, empty the mind. No, Bruce Lee actually was a martial artist. When I was younger, I liked martial arts, and people at that time wanted to see in UFC, the first UFC fight, will the karate guy beat up the judo guy, and will the judo guy beat up the wrestler, and who is the best martial arts? Bruce Lee said, that's crap. All of the above. In other words, being multidimensional is key. Parang you have to know punching, kicking, takedown, and everything. Because in the octagon, everything is a weapon, di ba? And in trading, I also have the same philosophy. You cannot say, Carl, di ba, this is sad. People say, I only do stocks. What? You don't do property? After Asian crisis, if I didn't buy a house in Makati, I'm dead. I'm back to zero after the Asian crisis. So stocks, property, crypto, they all have its turn. So parang very important to be multidimensional also.
Tony, you mentioned something about the crisis. No? Do you think the crisis is over? Or tulad ng iba, it's just beginning?
Based on everything I've read, and I follow a lot of these gurus also I'm more convinced na there is a total crisis, a global crisis. Philippines is in a very good spot kasi I'll give an example. No? There's a debt crisis. Even Ray Dalio has said the long-term debt bubble cycle it's exploding. The Fed is printing to the max. No, I'm sure, Carl, they're throwing helicopter money to Americans, $2,000, $3,000, correct? But Filipinos are so lucky, Carl, kasi 80% of Filipinos are not unbanked. 80% of Filipinos don't have bank accounts.
Correct, yeah.
Ang problema sa Philippines with this pandemic is gutom. Yung mga contractual workers, yung mga arawan workers, di ba?
Okay.
But in the States, ang lalim ng problem, Carl, student loan, car loan, credit card, mortgage, tapos wala kang trabaho. So, the mom and pop store closes and Amazon takes over. So parang in the States now, there's a serious problem. So in a lot of the developed countries, there's also a demographic shift. Japan, Spain, Italy, Greece, Portugal. In 15 years, half of the people are 60 years old. So you have aging population, and the debt burdens have not been resolved. Italy has a tremendous debt burden, Spain, and Japan. So a lot of countries went to this Japan crisis. So parang there's that thing going on. It's like floating. China also, there are three big banks that collapse. So parang it's scary because that can happen. Now, it's not in the Philippines because I believe in the Philippines, hindi problema yung leverage. Hindi tayo kukonti lang utang ng mga ano. And then in our banks, BDO, BPI are family owned. So look at Deutsche Bank, di ba? It's practically gone from 100 to 0 kasi Deutsche Bank, it's professional managers who run it. The professional managers have 5%. They do derivatives. They do all this crazy kasi they get a bonus. So they book the transaction and they get a front-end fee bonus. So maganda ang bonus nila for the year. Bahala na lang what happens to the bank later. So that's what happened to Lehman Brothers, if you remember, right?
Yeah.
But in the Philippines, the banks are family-owned. Then our BSP is very conservative.
Yeah.
So parang we don't even actually have to buy Bitcoin. But if you are from Venezuela, Argentina, Italy, I have a friend who's from Italy and people know them because he's a CEO of a listed company and then he flew to Rome. His father was sick and he couldn't withdraw more than 4,000 euros in his Italian bank. Ganun kasama.
Yeah.
So I'm just telling you, there's a crisis that's brewing. Airlines, all this, they all got extended. It's all utang.
Yeah.
But for me, Philippines will be okay, and maybe that will be where we will shine. Kasi OFWs will still be needed, BPOs will still be needed. So far, parang I'm very bullish on the Philippines. Oo.
Thank you.
Ang tinamaan sa atin is yung resort. Bali was badly hit. Boracay. But I think that the domestic tourism can cover that. Parang ganun.
Tony, thank you very much. Time flies so fast. We're already reaching our last few minutes.
Yes.
Tony, I will ask a few more questions. Susulitin ko na yung magkasama tayo.
Sure.
There's some non-tappers asking, so yun nga, Facebook lang to get in touch with you. Facebook?
Let's join our Facebook groups. Everybody's open. And then we have the Tap Backdoor session and the webinar. It's by Zoom. Every now and then, maybe every month na. So, yeah. And, unfortunately, we don't have, kasi before Metro Club, I used to travel to Dubai, ganyan, I met you. The real tap, is we have the classes in Metro Club, Rockwell, and we get to meet each other. And I want you to meet all the mentors, the people who have made money. And I know them in tap. So, these are the people you can follow. If somebody is blogging too aggressively in tap, and I know that person is talking from textbook or never made money, sometimes we block them. Kasi we want mentors who speak from experience. Diba? Like Kevin Ko, in stocks, to me, is my guru. I listen to Kevin sa stocks. Diba? So we vet the people who are doing the mentoring. So parang you have to be in the octagon and then you have to spar a little, you have to bet a little sa crypto. If you're not, don't put 10 million, put 500,000. Just bet enough to get going and then follow us in Tap, how we bet.
Okay, what's the keyword to look for you in Facebook?
Yeah, the Tap groups in Facebook. Traders Apprentice Philippines, Stock Traders of Tap, Crypto Traders of Tap, Cardano Traders of Tap, Tap Maestro VIP group. There's many.
Dami pala, no?
Oh, marami siguro. It's a lot, yeah.
Okay, and then doon na nila makikita yung mga webinars mo, backdoor, to get to know you better.
Yes. Actually, if you go to Tap, if you use the search button, if you know how to use the search button, type any topic, property. Actually, I have a lot of property blogs rin. Just teaching people nga the value of having not a specific project, but the value of investing in property while you're young, di ba? Kasi naiiwanan talaga tayo eh. Yun ang masakit sa property. Naiiwanan tayo. So we have to make money so we can buy our property. So for me, the ultimate wealth builder is property.
Wow.
Yung mga crypto, you cannot, ano lang yan eh, parang you can also get in trouble if you stay in crypto too long, di ba? Pag bear market. Yeah, but you have to be a trader. Property, you can't lose. Parang that's what my mom taught me. Actually, I learned property from my mom. She hated stocks.
Okay. Yeah.
And she didn't want me to go into stocks. I said, Ma, how will I buy my property? But I was lucky because when I went to the stocks, I
Yeah.
bought my first house from Ramon Ang,
Ooh.
1995. I
Wow.
went to the stock market 1993. In 2, 3 years, I was able to, and my secret, I never bought blue chips because for me, a 1 peso stock will go to 10 faster than a 10 peso stock will go to 100, and
Yeah.
faster than a 100 peso stock will go to 1,000. So why
1,000.
will I buy a 100 peso stock? I would buy, what I did 1990s, I bought PT&T, 1 peso, it went to 11. Metro Pacific, 1 peso, it went to 10. Parang doon ako nag-focus doon sa mga second liners, which is very crypto, which is
Yeah.
crypto now. Mhm.
Pare, you have the credibility, you have the experience, your hands and feet are wet from doing this. Tony, we have already landed, and before I
Yes,
open the door and let our audience go, three
thank
tips.
you.
Last, sasabihin ko sana one tip pero sayang eh. Three tips.
3 tips is now it's too late to buy Bitcoin.
Okay.
If you have the time to have bought it was when it was $3,000 to $5,000 or $10,000. But if you have 5 million now, you can still buy one Bitcoin. If you have 10 million, but if you're an OFW with 500,000 pesos, put 10% lang Bitcoin, Ethereum. Then I would recommend Cardano, VET, VChain, which is 11 cents. Because in the bull market they will all rise, but the smaller cap move faster, di ba? Carl. So parang yun yung ano ko. But follow us in Tap because I give my records there. And some of the tappers who have made tons of money in Cardano, I tell them, okay, let's go for the lower cap gem. So we're even going for the smaller caps, like Billion Happiness, K-Code. So we're going for the very, very small.
Okay.
But get your feet wet. You have to trade. You cannot say, I will get rich by not taking risk. It's not going to happen. You have to spar a lot. And then it will develop on its own. It's not a rocket science.
Got it. Thank you very much, Tony. Guys, before we go, if you're still in the live, please go to the comment box and just show your appreciation for the Maestro. Yun lang ang request ko sa inyo. Just appreciate what is your biggest takeaway from this talk. And grabe, nakakaano, mukhang hindi ako matutulog tonight. And I will really go to the top Facebook page and start reading more. I want to empty my cup and absorb a new mindset. Tony,
Yeah.
maraming salamat ah. I really,
Yes,
really
thank you.
appreciate you, your generosity. And the comments are pouring in saying thank you. Thank you guys for all your grateful appreciation. Tony, any last words
Okay.
before we go?
Basically, that's it. Thanks, Carl. It's good to be able to the Chinoy market also because my mother is Filipina Chinese also. People don't know that, but a lot of my instincts came from my mother. So she was a bodeguero of property. Yeah.
Brother.
Oo, bodeguero siya ng property. She would never sell. And the only time, Carl, she traded a property, she bought in Jupiter when they opened up Jupiter. So, you remember Jupiter was closed? When they opened up and the houses on Jupiter became commercial, people laughed at the people on Jupiter. May jeepney na sa harap ng bahay nila. Pero those houses doubled in value. And my mom bought a house for 5 million, and in 2 months, somebody offered her 7. I was in high school, and then she sold it. And she said, I made 2 million. But after that, she kept crying. Every time she would pass there, that house became 2 times the house in Bel Air. It became 200 million. Then became 200. After that, my mom said, I should never have sold that. So I learned from my mom, selling doesn't make you rich. Selling converts a house to cash.
Yeah.
You're still the same level. You just converted from property to cash. So the key is to have the right assets that will make you rich.
Love it, love it. And I will end on that note.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Tony, and thank you very much everybody watching from YouTube
you,
Live and in Facebook Live. Maraming salamat and go to the top Facebook pages and let's learn together and empty the cup together. Maraming salamat. Good night.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Carl. Bye-bye.
Night, Tony.